Hey, thank you so much for checking out my YouTube channel, Ask Jimmy Smith. I'm really excited to bring this video to you on the 9 tips that I've found over the last 5 or 6 years since we started our Amazon business. The 9 tips to having a successful Amazon arbitrage business and the different things that we've done to grow to a 7-figure per year business with multiple employees and just continuing to grow our Amazon FBA knowledge and the business in general. So really excited to bring this to you. So let's go ahead and dive right into tip number 1. So tip number 1 is mindset. Make sure that you have the proper mindset whenever you're going into this, because if you don't, if you come into this thinking that right out the gate, you're going to start making a bunch of money, and if it goes a little bit slower than you expect, then that's going to be obviously a little bit disappointing. So have the right mindset that you're coming into this and you're trying to learn a new business model. You're trying to learn a new platform. You're trying to learn all these different things. So you want to make sure that you have the right mindset that, hey, I'm going to come in, I'm going to put in a lot of time to make sure that this business, while it's a simple business, it's not easy. It does take hard work, it does take patience and consistency. So having that as your proper mindset will set you off on the right track moving forward. So tip number 2 is don't scan barcodes. One of the very first things that we did in our business is that we learned how to do this arbitrage model of flipping products from a store onto Amazon FBA. We learned by scanning barcodes, going to clearance aisles, scanning all the different UPC codes. While it might be a good way to make some money, it's not a sustainable model. It's something that you're going to have to constantly be turning over, constantly looking for new inventory, looking for the best deals. So start out without scanning barcodes. And by that, I mean, learn a reverse sourcing method, which I teach in my courses, where we've had over 500 different success stories come out of that. I also teach it in the book, which is linked below. But basically, the reverse sourcing method is looking for products with a title and keyword search on your Amazon browser instead of scanning a UPC code. If you think about it, anytime that you are sourcing for products and you scan a UPC code, you're essentially searching Amazon for that specific UPC code only. And there are a ton of different products that don't have a UPC code that match that existing one, right? So you want to come from a place of, how would I be looking for this if I want to buy this product? Because if I want to buy a certain type of toothpaste, I'm not going to go and type into my Amazon browser the UPC code. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and look for Colgate Total Mint or Colgate Total Cinnamon, right? Those are the words that I'm going to use to find the product that I want to buy. And so that's what you want to look for whenever you're searching for products on Amazon, before you look to see if they're profitable, before you look to see if they're selling well. That's what you want to start with, is a reverse sourcing method. So that is tip number 2. Let's get into tip 3. So the third tip is understanding KEEPA charts. This is the most important software tool that I recommend using outside of the free seller app that you get whenever you sign up for your Amazon account. The most important tool is having a KEEPA account. So KEEPA.com. I've done some videos on this channel for how to utilize KEEPA and understanding KEEPA, in different seasons, whether it's in Q4 or just in general. So you can check around for some of those videos as well. Additionally, I go through it in the book and in the courses, but you want to understand KEEPA, because this is the thing that's going to give you confidence in the items that you're purchasing. Whenever you are buying a product, you see that it's profitable and you go to look at the KEEPA chart, you've got 3 different things that you want to look at. And the first one is that green sales rank line that's moving up and down consistently. If it's moving up and down regularly, then that means it's selling enough for you to have confidence that it'll continue to sell moving forward. The second thing that you want to look at is the buy box price, that pink line that is on the KEEPA chart. If that is a consistent price and it's not fluctuating a ton, going up and down in crazy numbers where you have no confidence in the pricing of that product, if that is a consistent line straight through, then that's something that you can bet on. It'll continue to be that consistent moving forward, or at least you have a much better idea that it can be in that. And then the third thing that you're looking at with your KEEPA charts is that bottom box, the count of the new sellers on the listing. If those sellers are going up and down, that means people are coming onto the listing and they're selling out of their product enough. And so you want to have a good grasp of the fact that if you see the count of sellers going up and to the right, if you see that they're constantly coming on, but they aren't selling off, then that's something to stay away from. You want to avoid that. So I highly recommend checking out KEEPA, getting used to it, playing around with it, checking every single product before you send it in, before you purchase it, to make sure that the KEEPA chart looks good. Because what KEEPA does, yes, it will help you find new products and make sure that you're buying good ones. But the most important thing that it does is it keeps you from buying bad products. So that is tip number 3. Now, tip number 4 is to know your numbers. So that is obviously important. There's a lot of different numbers that come into an Amazon FBA business, but you want to make sure that you understand what is ROI, what is profit. So your return on investment is ROI, your profit percentage. You want to have those metrics up front. If you're a brand new seller, I suggest having a minimum ROI or return on your investment of 50%. Now that's a high return on investment for anybody that does stocks or real estate. A return on investment of 50% is unreal. So that as your minimum is an excellent safety for you, because if you buy products that end up not being as profitable as you thought, most of the time you're going to get out of that product still being at a 10% ROI or even breaking even or something like that. So you want to start with that return on investment level at 50%. As your business grows and scales and you get bigger and you can start to have more cash flow and buy more products, you can then look at some of the lower ROIs, maybe a 25% minimum or a 30% minimum. And whenever I'm talking about return on investment, basically, if you had a minimum of 50%, that's you putting out $10 and you're getting $5 back. So 5 divided by the 10, that would be 50%, right? If you were to put out $10 and get $7 back in profit on top of what you put on or whatever you spent on that product, that would be a 70% ROI. So make sure that you're taking a look at those numbers, that you understand them, that you are utilizing the seller app, the free seller app, to give you the Amazon fees, and that you're utilizing that properly so that you know how much money is coming out of it. Because if you sell something for $30, and Amazon, takes $10 in fees, and then you paid $10 there, and then you have $10 profit, that's a 100% ROI. But you don't want to neglect understanding the fees that Amazon is taking out for you, which is why the seller app can be so helpful. You can also use a program online like RevSeller, or there's a ton of different apps that you can use to help you understand the fees and all the different profit that you get out of the products that you purchase and sell. So tip number 5 is to be consistent. You want to make sure that you aren't just coming out the gate going head first into everything, where you're just spending 8 or 10 hours trying to do everything that you can to get this business going. I recommend doing something that's much more sustainable and consistent for your own personal life, right? It's something that if you come out the gate and you're trying to do all of this at once, you're going to burn yourself out. So if you can be consistent and do a few hours every other day, or do 1 hour a day, something that is manageable, where you're making it a part of your routine and a part of your habits, that's going to help you tremendously with your Amazon account and with the growth of your business. It's also going to keep you from burning yourself out. And so additionally, whenever you're consistent and you're always sending in products, so if you're sending in a shipment, 200 or 300 units once a week, that's way better than sending in an 800 unit shipment once a month, because Amazon rewards consistency. They love to see their sellers be consistent. Additionally, it's going to help you to have products being checked in constantly in Amazon, which helps your cash flow. It helps you get more sales. It just helps in general. So be consistent whenever you're starting out. And especially as you continue to grow and scale, don't let all the other things that you're doing get in the way of your consistency. You always want to be consistent. So even if you're just shipping once a week, every Friday, that's your shipment date. Every Monday and Wednesday, you're going out and shopping. You want to be consistent, because that will help you tremendously in the growth of your business. Tip number 6 is to embrace failure. And I know that can be a difficult thing for many people to do. It certainly is for me. I recommend, though, as you go into this, it kind of ties into tip 1, which is having the right mindset. But you want to make sure that as you go through and you are searching for products, you're searching through hundreds and thousands of different products, and you're finding that some of them just aren't good, right? You're not finding products that you can sell on Amazon profitably. You want to make sure that your mindset isn't, something like, oh, I'm awful at this, or I'll never get the hang of this. You want your mindset to be, okay, perfect. Now I know I've learned that that product doesn't work for whatever reason it might be. I've learned that that brand is no good or that it's not on Amazon, and you're on to the next product. There are hundreds and hundreds of success stories that have come from the course and the book that I've put out, and in the multiple communities that I'm in, probably over 1,000 testimonials at this point for the arbitrage replens method. So know, as you have failure, as you have times when you aren't having the success that you were hoping for in your business, just know that there are tons of people that are having success. And so that should give you hope moving forward that you can also do it too if you continue to push forward. It took us, I think it was about 3 years from the first time that we started selling on Amazon until we hit our our first $1 million year. And so it didn't happen overnight. It's not something that does happen overnight, but as you go through this process, you will get more successful. You will understand more. You'll learn what works, what doesn't. So embrace that failure. Have the mindset that ultimately it's something that's going to lead you to the success, right? Your biggest success usually lies on your greatest, or on the other side of your greatest failure, is what I've heard in the past. So it's something that I try to carry with me, and I recommend you do as well. So tip number 7 is to stay focused. It's so easy in today's world, especially in the e-commerce genre, I guess, or the make money online space, or all the side hustles that you can do. It's so easy to be looking at all the different opportunities that are out there. And so I highly recommend staying focused. If you're somebody that likes to look at multiple different ideas to make money from, I recommend just setting a time period that you're going to give to this business model. I personally believe it should be at least 6 months, if not a minimum of a year, where your head is down, you're working, you're grinding towards getting this model to work for you. But that's up to you. So take that time, you know yourself. But ultimately, if you start to see this working, as many people do, where you're buying products in stores and selling them on Amazon, if you start to see it working, continue to block out those other models that are coming at you left and right. I see them all the times. I get Facebook ads, Instagram ads, I get all kinds of emails and different opportunities that come my way. And it'd be so easy to try to do everything, except the problem is when you try to do everything, you end up doing nothing. So I highly recommend stay focused, give yourself a time limit to make this work. And as it does start to work, continue to block out everything until you can grow and scale and outsource your business, so that then that frees up your time to be able to focus on other revenue streams for your business. So tip number 8 is to start with the end in mind. Now, we can go a couple different directions with this, but the first part of this tip is that it does go back to the don't scan UPC codes, right? Because if you're doing the reverse sourcing, you're also building up replenishable products. You're building up replens, and that's what you want, because that's the way that you can scale and grow this business predictably. So you want to make sure that you're starting with the end in mind, that ultimately you want to be able to remove yourself from the business, give this list of replenishable products, things that you can buy over and over and sell over and over again. You can give those lists of products to shoppers. You can give all of the inventory coming into a prep and ship team. You want to start with that end in mind. So focus on replens. Additionally, whenever you're thinking of the end goal of potentially getting out of the business to focus on other things, I recommend that as you go through these processes, just record what you're doing. If you're dealing with different things in your Amazon Seller Central account, or you're using a repricing software, or you're going through KEEPA and you're learning about it, or you're sourcing, turn on a screen capture software program, turn on your video camera, and just record yourself doing it. Talk out loud the different steps that you're taking, the different thought processes that you're going through, because that can be material that you give to your future employees, your future teammates, your independent contractors, whatever it might be. That can be material that you give to a virtual assistant even, that can ultimately help your business grow and scale even faster. So begin with the end in mind. Look at what you're trying to source as being replenishable products. You're not just searching for clearance deals. You're not searching for the one-offs at garage sales. You're not searching for different liquidation deals. What you're searching for are products that are full price on Amazon that you can sell, or full price in the store that you can sell for higher on Amazon using the reverse sourcing method. But you also want to begin with the end in mind and start to record yourself doing these tasks as much as you can, so that it's much easier to offload those tasks in the future. And tip number 9 is to enjoy the process. This is a business where you can easily get down on yourself if things aren't going well, but you can also get super elated as things begin to go well for you. You start to see that first sale come on Amazon. You start to hit different milestones in your business of $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month. Enjoy that process. Enjoy the fact that you are learning, that you are growing, that this method, this model has worked for thousands of people at this point, and it's continuing to grow in opportunity as more and more consumers embrace the Amazon platform. Not only are you creating a business that is providing a lot of cash flow to you, but you're also learning a ton of different information that then you can use in other models to, whether you want to be a consultant, whether you want to go into wholesale or private label, or any of the other different ways to make money online. Enjoy the process of learning the base of the Amazon model, which is the replenishable products model. Hey, thank you so much for checking out this video. Be sure to leave a comment below with any thoughts or questions you might have, and I'll make sure to respond to as many of them as I can. And while you're at it, if you found value in this video, hit the like button and also subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified of any new videos that I put out on this channel. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the content that I provide, I'd really appreciate that. That would help me out so that more people can get to this channel and get the content out further. And lastly, make sure to visit my website, AskJimmySmith.com. You can check out all of my content and get a bunch of different free resources that I have available to you on AskJimmySmith.com. I really appreciate your time and the time that you took to watch this video, and I look forward to serving you in any way that I can in the future. Thank you and have a blessed day.